Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and today I'm making a YouTube video about all the information that you guys need to know about Rutgers as a freshman. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, you guys know that I'm on TikTok, so if you don't already follow my TikTok, please go do that. Also follow my Instagram, and go add me on Snapchat, and go follow me on Twitter too. I never thought I would be the one making this video, but as an incoming freshman to Rutgers, I never got to see any videos about any students talking about their life here at Rutgers because of COVID and how everyone had to stay home for school. So for everyone who's applying to Rutgers right now, this video will give you a little look into life as a student, like what you need to know moving in, like your first week, and just things that you'll need to know for the rest of the semester and the rest of the year. By the way, the things that I do talk about in this video can be changed because of COVID. So things that I discuss as in timing of places that are open, things that are open and closed, they can change by the time that you guys, the incoming freshmen, come here for the fall semester of 2022. So just be aware of that. So first, I want to talk about Welcome Week. Welcome Week is basically a week before college actually starts, where everyone is moving into their dorms, getting to meet new people, and just understanding the basics of college. Before you move in, you'll definitely get an email or some kind of notification about what dorm you are in and what room you are in. So please, this is so important, check your emails. As a high school student, I would rarely check my emails and get hundreds of emails and I wouldn't read them. But as a college student, you will find that looking and checking your emails frequently is very important. On move-in day, you will get a bin. For me, they were red bins, and everyone puts their stuff into the bin, and you use that bin to transport your stuff from your car to your dorm room. Timing for move-in day is definitely updated closer to move-in day, so I would check it then, but I had about an hour and a half to move in, but I took about 3 hours because it was a lot to move in. And basically you just start moving your stuff in, you move the furniture around the way you like it, you start decorating, and you start putting your clothes away, putting things out, getting your room situated. That's basically your time frame that you have to do all that stuff. For me, I got my keys in the lounge on my floor. For other buildings, it may be different. You may have to get your keys from somewhere else, then walk it to your dorm. All depends, but you will get your RUID, which is your Rutgers ID card, in the mail. You will use that RUID card so much. Use it for your meal swipes, use it to get into buildings, you can use it for RU Express, and I will discuss RU Express and the meal plans a little bit later. Later that day when you move in, or the day after, depends, you will have a floor meeting. During that floor meeting, you'll get to meet your RA and everyone else on your floor. You will get plenty of information about the hall you're in, buses, transportation, food, and you also get to ask questions. So definitely make use of that time. Ask questions to your RA because they should know what they're talking about and they can provide you with any information that you need. During Welcome Week, there is also plenty of events that you should go to. There's plenty of events with free food and free merchandise. Please go there and get free merch. You will never get enough free merch from Rutgers. They always hand out t-shirts, socks, literally anything. And one main event that you should go to is the Involvement Fair. It's just really interesting to see all the different clubs, whether that be sport clubs, political clubs, social clubs, religious, cultural, like they have literally so many different clubs and activities that you can take a look at. Definitely sign up for a few that interest you. The next subject I want to talk about is food. Food is one of the most important parts of college. You need it. The meal plan that I have and that my roommate has is the 210 plan. It's basically just, I'm pretty sure 14 swipes a week. So Andrew, you were right. It's 14 swipes a week. The meal plan is a 210 plan per semester, so you get 210 swipes per semester. But you don't always use that 14 swipes like every week consistently. You could sometimes go to the dining hall and use your meal swipe once a day, or you can use it like 4 times a day for whatever reason. You definitely want to use your meal swipes often because most college kids have so many left over at the semester. So
you're gonna be one of them. Sorry, I mean, you're gonna be one of them.
Yeah, because there are a lot of other options other than the dining hall like
Douglas Cafe.
that takes meal swipes.
Oh, like options that aren't meal swipes.
Yeah. So other options other than the dining hall, you can use RU Express for food. RU Express is basically like a debit card. So your parents can upload money, you can upload money to your RU Express card or account, and you can basically use it as a debit card. You can use RU Express in a lot of different restaurants and places if they take it, but you can also use RU Express for laundry, for purchases at Barnes & Noble, and other places like that. There's one main place that I love to go and my friends love to go.
Frat parties.
I'm not talking about frats in this video. So if you don't want to use your meal swipe, you can always go to other places like George Street. George Street is a street on College Ave that is closed down for seating for restaurants, stores, things like that. You can find places like Starbucks, Kilmer Eatery, which is a sushi place. There's also Gung Cha, which is boba. There's also a Chipotle, there's Rite Aid, there's Burger King, there's KFC, I think. Plenty of stuff for you to use your actual money and not your meal swipes. Hello, it's actually a Popeyes, not a KFC. I was wrong. I always go to the Rite Aid on George Street for toiletries and extra things that I just need that I am running out of. There's also a place called The Yard on College Ave, and that also has a lot of places to eat, such as Starbucks, Are You Hungry?, Bubbleology, Crispy Pizza, Honey Grow, Jersey Mike's is also there. At The Yard, they also have a giant TV screen, and they play whatever, and they play whatever's on the TV for everyone to see. And they have a bunch of seating, and this is where the bus stop is too on College Ave. The Yard is one of them. Next, I have Kilmer's Market on my list, which is located on Livingston, and you can use your meal swipes here. You basically go up in line, order a sandwich, get some snacks, a drink, that all add up to $10, and it is a meal swipe. So useful, and they offer a lot of food there. Other options for food would be like Cafe West on College Ave or any of the cafes on any campus that you can actually use your meal swipe for, and they give out really good food, really good sandwiches, stuff like that. So definitely go there. If the dining hall closes and you're still really, really hungry and you have no good food in your room, do takeout. I use it a lot. I used it tonight. They had mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, french fries, wings, a bunch of stuff. There are dining halls on every campus, but Cook Doug has one dining hall. So there's one on Cook Doug, as I said. There's one on Livingston, Bush, and College Ave. The Bush dining hall has such great pasta. Go to Bush to get pasta. The better options, like in each of the dining halls, are the omelets and stir fries. They're both really good. Some of the dinner options at Nielsen, which is the dining hall I go to, which is on Cook Doug, have really good like dinner meals. What? Like salmon and chicken, like all the like food there is just really good. It's just impressive for a dining hall. The word you're trying to say is entree, Andrew. Entree. During welcome week, I said to myself that I was going to use 2 to 3 meal swipes every day, but that does not happen. And that is why you need to make sure you use meal swipes pretty often, because with your schedule and all your classes, your meals will be moved around a lot compared to high school. In high school, I eat a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 meals a day, pretty good. But now that I'm in college, I normally don't wake up until 9:30, 10 o'clock. I get to my classes at around 11, and then I eat my lunch or breakfast, what it would be for me, because my first meal of the day, at lunchtime around 12:30. One big part of college is making friends and being social and interacting with all your peers, especially during your classes. What I did is I made friends at the bus stop, something that I wouldn't even imagine thinking of doing, but just talking to people the first week of college during welcome week at the bus stop, I made friends there, like so many. I made friends at the bus stop. I talked to people in my classes. I talked to people on social media too from Rutgers. There are going to be plenty of Instagram pages for Rutgers incoming freshmen everywhere. There is this one page that I used, Rutgers Co. 25? Not sure. They basically post incoming freshmen, and you can say a little something about yourself and make new friends who are also going to Rutgers. That's how I was able to make a few of my friends here, is talking to people through that account. So That's my roommate, Nick. And I met him through the Instagram that I was talking about. And that's Andy. I met his roommate, Daniel, through the Instagram account. And I met those two at the bus stop as I was talking about. Literally make friends everywhere you go. To make even more friends, you can go ahead and join clubs, or you can join a frat or a sorority. Frats and sororities are not my type of thing, but if you seem to like that life, definitely go ahead and rush. It's very interesting. It's very cool to see. Now let's talk about transportation. At Rutgers, there is a busing system. The busing system is kind of like messed up sometimes, but here's like a basic rundown. There are a bunch of buses that go after letters. So for example, the A bus, the B bus, C, EE, F, H, LX, REXL, REXB, and BHE. Oh, did I say C? I think I did. But basically, each of those buses go from one campus to the next. There are also weekend buses which go to all of the campuses on the weekends because those individual buses don't run during the weekends. For example, if I have a class on College Ave, I'm on Cook Doug, so I take the EE or the F bus because they both run from College Ave to Cook Doug. So that's, you just have to kind of figure it out the first week when you get here. And there are important apps that you can use to track the buses. That's a perfect segue into my next point, are all of the important apps that you will be using throughout your time at Rutgers. If I can, I will show you a little image of what the app looks like, but there's an app called Rutgers NB, and that shows you all the events for Welcome Week. There's an app called Just Rutgers, and that is used for the portal, for Canvas, for busing, for food, COVID-19 information, and so much more. So you can find all the information about buses on that app, and it's so easy to use. There's an app also called Translog for busing specifically. I don't use that app. I would rather use the Rutgers app, but people like to use the Translog app because you can see where the bus is actually going and where it is. And then there are a bunch of apps for communications between your peers and between your RA and between classmates. People use Patio, people use GroupMe, and they're just apps that you can use to communicate with peers if you have questions with homework, questions with, notes or anything. Like, you can use those, join them, and use them for your advantage. There's also an app called Speed Queen, and that's the app that we use for the laundry. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory when you go into the app. There's also another app that is optional if you want to do this. It's just called NJ Transit. NJ Transit is an app for the train station that is right in New Brunswick. That train station goes all over the place, New Jersey. I normally take it to New York City, but you can always buy a train ticket to wherever. And last but not least, let's talk about your actual education, the reason why you're coming to college, right? So basically, there are a bunch of libraries. I use the library on College Ave. It's the Alexander Library, I'm pretty sure. And I go in there, I sit down for a couple hours, do homework, crank out some reading, some typing for essays. I literally do a bunch of homework there, pre-calc, bunch of stuff. You can also use the libraries for printing, and printing costs money. So that money that you will be spending for printing is on your RUID, and that I'm pretty sure is through your RU Express. Not sure, but that's how I use it. During the first week, during Welcome Week, you need to prepare for what bus you're gonna take, where your classes are. So I use Google Calendar. Google Calendar is my absolute favorite. I make an event for my class. So let's say, for example, my Jewish history class, which is from 11 a.m. to 12:20 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays. I don't know. I just look at my app. But anyways, I would make an event for that time frame and then also put under it the address of the building, the classroom that you're going to be in, as well as the buses that you're going to take, because that helped me so much to know what buses I need to take to get from one campus to the next. All that jazz. The most important thing for you to do is to stay on top of your work no matter what. Please do it. Don't fall behind. Don't skip class. Go to your class. If you're really sick, definitely stay back and always get notes from a friend. That's why we use those apps, Patio and GroupMe. Ask friends for notes because you will need them for exams and studying and everything like that. To stay on top of my work, I use an iPad. Here's my baby. I use this literally for every class. I'm one of those iPad kids. I use this iPad for literally every class for taking notes. I use this one specific app called OneNote by Microsoft because as a Rutgers student, I'm pretty sure we get Microsoft applications for free. Like normally you would have to pay for an application like that, but I'm pretty sure we get it for free. Basically, I just put all my notes on here. It's very easy, you keep it organized. Such a cool app. I would definitely recommend getting it for college. I also have a MacBook, which is what my phone is on right now. I use my MacBook for typing some notes, definitely typing my essays, doing basic stuff like that. But I definitely use my iPad way more than I do use my computer. Another place where you can go to study are the student centers. There are student centers, I think, on every campus, and you can go there to study, and there's also some student centers that have places to eat. So definitely take advantage of that. If you're the type of person who likes peace and quiet when you study and do work, definitely recommend going to the libraries. If you're someone like me who likes a little bit of noise and not it being really quiet, then go to a student center and do your work there. One good point about your classes is definitely emailing your professors before class starts, or if you have any questions after your lecture and you don't have time to talk to your professor, email them. That is a good way to make sure that they get to know your name pretty well. If they know your name, especially during a big lecture, it's always a benefit for you. If you don't like a class and you want to drop it, there is something called Add Drop Week where you can add new classes and drop new classes. That is like, I want to say a little bit before welcome week up until like a few days in the classes, and you get to look at your classes, see what you like, see what you don't like, add, drop classes that may interest you or don't interest you, whatever. But yeah, when you check your schedule, make sure not to schedule things pretty close together because the buses are not always reliable. Hello, this is me editing, but it's not just that they're not reliable, it's also that they just take forever. For example, today I left my 12:20 class at Livingston and I got back to my dorm at 1:15. Imagine if I had a class on my campus at 1 o'clock, I wouldn't have made it. Yes, you can get from College Ave to Cook Doug in like 20 minutes, but sometimes during rush hour or when everyone is trying to get on or off the bus after a class, it is crowded and it may take 40 to 50 minutes to get from one campus to another. So definitely make sure there's a big gap of time between your classes because you will need that time to either study or take a bus to get to your next class. Also think about, would you rather have morning classes or night classes? I don't like getting up early, so I made sure that I had no 9 a.m.s. I only have 11 a.m.s every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Also think about night classes. I had no choice, but I do have a night online class from 7 to 8:20, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So those are my later nights when I'm doing work, but honestly, you have 2 or 3 classes a day, so it's not that a big a deal to have a class at 7 o'clock at night. That is basically all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will be answering your questions. If you have a more like long-winded question for whatever reason, you can definitely DM me on Instagram. I think that's all, and yeah. Okay, goodbye.